Boolation Nation, it's a celebration. Within celebrating the Great Green, it's Missy. Within celebrating the Great Green, there are some great words by the Master Chief that he was replying to Cortana when he said he was going to tell the general or whatever leader of the UNSC ship he's on that he wants to return the Covenant's bomb to them. And she says, "What if you miss?" And his reply was, "I won't." And I think that "I won't" attitude has gone out the window for a lot of people because of the crushing that life has done to you to instill doubt and fear. And one of the things that comes with a tenacious individual like Master Chief is preparation. But before that preparation, funny enough, for us in the real, is having an optimistic mindset. Now, why would an optimistic mindset be one of the first things necessary to have an unbreakable mind and then a very tenacious character that is a pillar of perseverance? And the reason being, if I'm gonna set my goal of, all right, I want to lift this much by this time. I want to deadlift 500 pounds by the end of this month. Well, whenever I go do any kind of back or deadlifting throughout, my days and sessions, I can't be doubtful of myself. Like, oh, well, is this going to get in the way of my PR? Or, do I have the right shoes for that kind of feat? Or am I going to need chalk? Is my grip going to be okay? All these things, all these worries are going to get in the way of me actually recovering from my proper sessions because I'm in my mind, I'm stirring, and my body is stirring when I'm stressed. And then when I go to do the lift, I'm not going to be in the proper headspace. And in elite lifting, one of the first things that they're taught is see yourself moving the weight. Tell yourself it's going to move. Basically, tell yourself and program your mind to incorporate all of your body into moving through this and getting it done. Because what that does is it creates a sense of completion and you physically do what you're trying to do. But that all starts upstairs. So you need to have an optimistic, tenacious mindset before you make a tenacious, unbreakable character, which I think everybody should want and everybody I think does want. And one of those great examples is the gym, because in the gym, you need to be optimistic about the gains that you're going after. You need to trust your process, because I trust my process when I want to go lifting 500 pounds at the end of this month. Because I know what's necessary, and worrying about my grip, worrying about my shoes, worrying about my flexibility, all those things are going to keep me from achieving that, because instead of worrying about them, I can just do my nightly stretches, do my mobility routines that are at my warm-up, and as long as I'm doing those things, I won't have to worry about them. But as someone who lifts in the more advanced, a more advanced lifter, that's just things that I do. So I shouldn't have to be worrying about them. So when I have 500 pounds in front of me, instead of me thinking, damn, did I do the work necessary for this to go up? And maybe shake my head and go, probably not. I'm going to say, no, I did. And if it doesn't go up, I just need a little more training. I need to try a little harder to make sure that lift happens. But when I approach that bar, those aren't the things playing in my mind. My mind says, this bar is going to go up, and I'm going to do everything that I can to make it go up, obviously safely. Now, I'm going to push my boundaries a little bit, but not to the point where I incapacitate myself for X amount of time, for like 3 months or something because of this disc or whatever. Fuck that. That's not happening. Live smart, but live hard. Ultimately, that comes from the mentality, right? The mentality is where everything starts. The decision to start your business, the decision to talk to the girl, the decision to stop getting attention from pity parties through self-deprecating, metaphors or jokes because you want people to feel bad about the relationship you're in. Who cares, bro? You've brought up your weird relationship over the past 6 months whenever things get bad with you and this girl to get pity parties to have more attractive girls talk to you. How about you just break up with her and commit to a new life? Or are you scared of that new territory? Are you scared of the fact that you've lived with this person or you've had this group of friends from the time that you were 19 or early 20s up into your mid and late 20s and you don't know what life's going to be like? How are you going to charge yourself as a tenacious individual if you won't be optimistic in those new realms? Well, you're already in your mid-20s, approaching your 30s. You already have a routine. You've got a good job. You know the things that you want to do to improve your life. Why are you scared to cut the thing out or bring the new thing in to level up your life? Oh, well, this friend may be toxic to me, but we've been friends since high school, so I'm going to keep him around. Okay, well, if you know he's fucking toxic and he's driving your life into the ground, why are you keeping him around? If that's just like the one thing you need to sacrifice to get to the next portion of your life that's necessary for you to start being successful, why are you keeping this random bloke around? Or if all you're doing is complaining about the relationship you're in because you like the attention it brings you at the bar with the younger girls, with the college girls, because, you're a lean guy and you look younger than you actually are, so you get their pity and that feels good. Okay, cool, that feels good in the moment, but you're going to go back to this girl you're going to go back home to the girl you've been trash talking. Or you're going to go back to the group of friends that you want to sound smart talking negatively about to people to seem cooler. Instead of deprecating your life, start making a difference. Yes, you'll get people that feel bad for you and want to motivate you in that pity party. I've had friends that were like this, and all I did was just bash on them. Like, dude, I've heard this story like the ninth illionth time. You want people to throw a pity party for you. You want people to feel bad about that injury that happened to you 3 years ago, or the car accident that totaled your car, and you're now carrying a cane around for a claim. There's all these things that become like turning points in people's characters that instead of saying, I won't fall to the base instinct of what this can do to me and make it part of my personality, they do, instead of being tenacious and growing past them. And they walk around with a cane for 2 years for an insurance claim, or they walk around emotionally scarred after a relationship, or they treat their injury as their new identity, and people need to start, not treating them as if they're as strong as they once were, and to start enabling their self-hatred. Fuck all that, dude. I won't fall to the idea that I'm not going to recover from this accident as fast as I should, and I'm not going to be back in the game, in my sport, or my hobbies, or just in the gym like I used to. No, fuck that, I won't. Mindset. One of the things that was taught to me by a psychologist, he said that there was an elite powerlifter that suffered an injury that kept him bedridden for about 6 months. But in that time frame, that was like a crunch time for him to be able to participate in an up-and-coming meet. And that guy told himself, I will not allow myself to perform terribly. I've been building such a good reputation for myself, and I've been doing so good in these past meets, past powerlifting meets, that I will not let myself not do well. He literally imagined exerting, literally just imagery. He imagined lifting the weight that he would for deadlifting, squat, and benching, and he was a couple of pounds off of his goal for the meet. He would push himself so hard mentally that his body didn't know the difference, to the point where his body didn't know the difference of him actually physically exerting or just happening in his mind, that he would break sweats. He did so much mental practice. He was so tenacious to do well at his powerlifting meet that his body didn't let him down when he told it what to do with his mind. So if you want to be like John 1:17, you need to throw out the doubt, bring in the optimism. What if I do land the flirtatious approach with the girl? Sky's the limit from there. What if I do land the job that I never thought I could apply for, that I didn't think I had the skill set for? Oh, well, guess what? A random entry-level opportunity happened to fall on your lap while you're going to apply, and now there's like this, paid internship where you can get in and learn what you need to. You don't know until you try. And saying I won't fall down from despair and doubt and allow myself to entrench myself in opportunity, that's where you start to see that stuff. You have to throw away doubt and welcome opportunity and be optimistic. Dude, what if you make it? What if you make the team you're trying out for? What if you place well in the fighting game tournament that you've never attempted to compete in? What if you do well at your first powerlifting meet that you've been scared and anxious to go to for years? Or what if you do get your pro card on your first try at a bodybuilding show? You don't know until you try. Your percentage of success and possibility increases every single moment you push the needle of effort towards that specific goal. And the best way to manhandle that needle of success is by telling yourself, I won't miss. I won't fall to my base instincts of not wanting to try. I will at least try. And I promise you, once you start to apply pressure on the attempt, everything else gets easier. Because you just went from 0 to 1. You went from nothing to something. And the bridge in between the two of those is practically infinity. So you just cross the infinite bridge into something, and now you can go from 1 to 2, which is something, to a little more, which is way easier. Build the optimistic, tenacious mind to have the character that is driven with perseverance in your life. Anything is possible when you put your mind to it. We all know that. But what is that actually like? Self-talk. Instead of dragging your feet like, oh, I gotta get up and go to work. It's like, sick, dude. My commute's 25 minutes. That's 25 minutes I get to spend with myself. I get to listen to music that I want to listen to. I can passively, watch a video on my way there. I can inform myself on like how to solo flawless this dungeon in Destiny that I'm gonna attempt when I get home later, right? Bro, you get to spend 25 minutes of your waking life doing whatever you want. Yes, sure, you're commuting, but bro, you're going at your pace. You're listening to your music. You are exposing yourself to what you want to be exposed to on that ride. On your lunch break, you do what you want. At work, you just do your best. Have people stay off your back. And just chill. You get paid, do your thing, go home, do what you want at home. That's how you got to think about life with those opportunities. There's a lot of windows for you to spend time with yourself. And the more thing you slot in to do in your day, the more time you see you have. The more intentional you are with your time, the more time you'll see that you have throughout a day. You're like, damn, I have time to get up, commute, get some breakfast, work time, go to the gym, come home, do some writing, decompress with some stretches, have dinner, do like a nightly meditation, then go to bed. You're like, damn, I actually got a lot of time on my hands to do stuff. But you got to see that time by attempting to do things with it. You won't fall to your baseline instincts of being scared. You will challenge life with optimism. You will be tenacious. And you can transform your life. And you can take the lessons that you see from life trying to teach you things and move up. And if that's not something you understand, bro, like that's what I'm here for, right? That's what other many great speakers are for. Community. Plug in with your communities. Move further with others, because when you can see how someone became a rising tide to lift other boats, you can do that in your own life. Learn to be the rising tide that lifts all boats. Use my experience. Show me your experience. Connect with others in your life. That's what this is about. And if you're ever too scared to attempt anything, just know Master Chief gave the Covenant their bomb back. And I'm sure the Chief believes in you the way I believe in you. Hit me up on Instagram. I'd love to connect with you guys. Especially if you're a geek, bro. Let's talk about some stuff. Let's talk about some more Spartan lore. Let's talk about Guardians. Or shit, even Magic the Gathering. There have been some cool mystery booster commanders that might get me back in the game. But we'll see, man. Let me know what some of your hobbies are on there. Peace.